What's up there, crew? Can everybody see me, hear me okay? Let me know. We got a little random impromptu live here today. I'm cutting up a bunch of stuff, figured it'd be cool to just pop on here live and show you guys what I'm doing and show you how having multiple cutters can obviously benefit you. What's up, Bill? How are you? What's up, Rye? How you doing, buddy? What's up, Gary? What's up, John? What's up, Peggy? What's up, Dale? So, can you guys hear me okay? Because I got one mic going, and it's a little bit further away from me right now. But I need to get it over here once we get the show you the production side and show you what I got going. Then I'll just answer questions throughout it. I'll pop on Facebook here in a minute as well. Get some Facebookers around. Everybody having a good, what is today, Wednesday? It is. It's Wednesday. We leave for Atlanta tomorrow. Then we're gone all next week in Texas, and then gone most of the following week in Denver. So crazy times coming up. All right, here's what I got going on. Let me switch screens here, show you what I got going on. So I am actually, we have to cut 100, just for part of this order, 123 of the cheer part of this design and 123 of the jam part. So the cheer is going to be in glitter heat transfer vinyl. The jam is going to be in the hot pink glitter heat transfer vinyl. And I need to knock these things out quick. I got a few people weeding them for me, and I'm just knocking out the cutting side of it to try and keep up with them weeding. We got a little assembly line going. So I figured I would pop on here in the live and show you what I got going on, show you how we're doing it. So let me flip over here to the production side of it. And you can see the two cutters that I'm going to be using here. I have them both plugged into my computer, okay? So you can see this right here. The cut plot right here is CM4, the Cutting Master 4, and this is for our Graphtec cutter. And then we also have Cut Studio, which is right here, and this is for the rolling cutter, okay? So I have the Graphtec right over there. It's lined up, it's ready to go. I'll show you my settings here, okay? So with all of the settings, I think on the Graphtec I was going a force of around a 16, and then I'll do a quality of a 1 and a speed of 30. Okay, so you can see my cut. Now I did put a weed box around all 4 of them instead of a weed box around each one, because that's just more weeding involved that we don't necessarily want to deal with. So once I have that there, I can hit send here, and my Graphtec's going to start. So that started that cut there. Now I'll come over to my rolling here. Same thing, got my settings. I have a force of 120 on the rolling here. I got my cheer, so I'm just cutting one. If I wanted to cut a second one, I could just copy and paste it, and I can move that part of it up here as well. So now I'm actually cutting 2 of those. Okay, pretty simple as far as duplicating it and stuff. So I'll go to cutting here and okay. And now you can see my rolling's cutting as well. So 2 pretty sweet cutters running at the exact same time here, right? So let me head over here, and I'll answer some questions you guys got. I'm going to hop on Facebook here as well. It is like dueling banjos, I agree. Look at these things work. Isn't that amazing? What's up, Facebook? So Facebook, just so you know, you aren't going to see a lot of my screen at different times because we're on the YouTube channel. I know, the mic is as close as it's going to get right now. That's it. I'm going to have to kind of yell this way because I'm going to keep having to move it back and forth. I wonder if I can, you know what, I might be able to get a little bit closer. I got to get my mic stand. Hold on. Big time here. Big time mic stand. Let me get my mic stand, move it over there. Good to go. What's up, BC Print, new member? Appreciate the support. Welcome to the YouTube membership. Alright, what kind of questions you got? Which is a better cutter? You see them both working, you see them both rolling. I I always say between these two cutters, you flip a coin. You can't go wrong with either of them. They're both amazing servo motors. They're both freaking workhorses. So you aren't going to have an issue with either of these cutters. I do like with the Roland, the stand has wheels. I do like with the Graphtec, it has a big display screen. So it really depends on what's bad. Yeah, the sound's not going to be great, especially with, so I just have my mic here and with the cutters running and everything. But as long as you can hear me a little bit. What's up, Kelly? What's up, Pilar? What's up, Audrey? How are you? How are you? So shoot me some questions. What do you guys got? Hey, Facebook. I'm not going to be able to see your questions because it's on my phone and it's really far away. But what we're actually doing is I have 123 hot pink glitter transfers to cut and 123 silver to cut. So I wanted to show you how, obviously on one computer, you can cut and use both of your cutters. So down the road, and you can do the same thing with the silhouette, okay? You can do the same thing with the silhouette. You could have a silhouette cutting one and the Graphtec cutting the other, or Roland cutting the other. So that one just finished there. Roland just finished there. You can see speed-wise, they're pretty familiar and pretty close as well. Now, what you will notice is I'm not cutting a ton of them at the same time, okay? So I'm cutting, for example, on the hot pink, I'm cutting 4 rows of 4. Actually, I think I'm cutting 3 rows of 4, okay? So I'm cutting 12 at a time. And the reason why is if I cut a real long area and I'm a little bit off on my material, right? Because it's not the cutter that's off, it's you when you're loading it. If I'm a little bit off on that, it's going to shift over a little bit and it can ruin my entire cut. So that's why I always recheck my pinch rollers after each cut just to make sure everything's good. So I know I'm good with my Graphtec to start another cut. Another thing I always do is I always roll the material out, especially, and I'll show you here, I have a huge 150-foot roll in here, okay? So with that roll is so heavy. As it pulls back and forth, okay, as it pulls back and forth, sometimes it'll cause a motor error. It doesn't mean it messed up your motor, but it just trying to pull that big heavy roll, and it can freeze up your cutter and you got to start over. So just roll out a bunch of the material, kind of let it hang down there so it has a smooth roll on it. So hop back over here. I know I'm good to go with another cut of the Graphtec one, so I'm just going to hit send again. That's getting that one going. And then with the Roland here, okay, I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to find, the reason why I put that weed box on it is so I can find that cut line. So I can see that cut line right there to come back and start my next cut. So that's good there. Set my origin and come back. So let's get the Roland started again. So to get that started, just go back to Cut Studio, cutting, and OK. And we got them both rolling again. Give me a roll of that. Yes, everybody please hit the like button. Pilar, I don't know why it blocked that comment. That was a good comment. I'm using a 45-degree blade. 45-degree blade with the glitter here. And then what I always do every once in a while, I'll just pop in here and check to make sure. If you just fold the material a little bit, like I just did there, I'm just checking to make sure that my cuts are still good. Thanks for all the help, still learning every day. Did you know about the alternative characters and fonts? I did know about the alternative characters. We had just never created a font that had the alternate characters. And they're pretty sweet, aren't they? That font is pretty awesome. I've already gotten so many emails and images from you guys that showing different things you've made with that one font. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, cubbies are done. Cubbies are done. Yeah, I always check the pressure every once in a while just to make sure it's still cutting enough and it's not cutting through as well. So again, just rolling some of this out some more, just to make sure I'm all good. Pinch rollers still look good, and it's just a matter of knocking these things out, keeping these cutters going. I mean, I should be able to cut 120. Now, if I weren't on the live here and I weren't answering questions, while I have them running right here, I would actually be weeding them as well to help with the weeding process, which would speed it up even more. I'm using the vinyl overcut feature on both of them. Yes, that's why I can easily get away with the 45-degree blade. And as you can see on my screen, right there, look on my screen and you can see what I actually did is I just put one big weed box around it, because here's the thing, and I'm sure a lot of you have done this. It finishes the cut here, right? And with the cut here, you're trying to see where you start your next cut, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell if you don't have that weed box line, okay? So that's the big thing, is I like having that line there. So I'm just gonna come here. Now as far as when they finish, okay, line's looking good there. Set my origin, check my pinch rollers, roll out some more material. Same. The one thing, when the rolling finishes, wherever it finishes in the spot, it finishes in that spot. So actually on the rolling, you do have maybe an extra 10 seconds or so to bring the material back. So what I have to do, if I hold the down arrow and I hit the enter key, it goes faster. Then I fold it up. I find my weed box right there. Bring this back over. Say that's good right there. And then I'm going to set my origin. Now I'm going to start both of these about the same time, but just because one finishes before the other, they're cutting two completely different designs. So it doesn't mean that one's faster than the other ones. That makes sense? Alright, so head back over here. I'm cutting 10 of the rolling ones at the same time. So I'm going to come over here, cutting, and okay. And then Graphtec, send. And we got them both going again. Facebook, sorry, it's hard for me to see the questions way out here. I'm just hopping on Facebook to let you guys know that we're on the YouTube channel. So you won't be able to see my screen and stuff right now. Kim, I don't switch blades, actually. I use the only time I'll ever even think about switching blades now with the vinyl overcut feature in the Wizard, every once in a while, if I'm cutting a lot of it, I'll switch to the 65-degree blade with the brick. But now that the brick is the 600 microns versus the 1000 microns, I honestly cut that with a 45-degree blade too. So with that vinyl overcut feature in the Wizard, I normally never change my blade. I only have a 45-degree blade at my house, so everything I've been cutting on the lives at night, I've been using the 45-degree blade. You reset the origin on the Graphtec. It all depends, John. So you don't have to, but what I don't want it to do is start in this exact same cut line. So I actually move it like a 1/10 of an inch. And then I just reset it. But technically you don't have to. I have some of your flock. Would you use a 60 on that? No, I use a 45. But remember, I'm using that vinyl overcut feature, which makes a big difference. Okay? No, Kim, it's a pain in the butt to change out the blade every time. So honestly, that's why that vinyl overcut feature is so nice. So I've cut probably, and you can't see it all here on the floor, but probably 15 feet worth of this glitter so far. So I can see my pinch rollers are starting to move over and merge just a little bit. So after this cut, I'll reset them again to make sure that they're perfectly straight. And then the rolling, I lined that one up pretty good, so that one's still looking nice. I know I got multiple cuts left with that. Here's the most difficult part, is I got my Domino's napkin here, counting all the ones that I've cut so far. Make sure that you're checking that each time, because I've been focusing on your questions and stuff. I know I'm already off on the pink, and I don't want to cut 150 if I only need to cut 123, right? So, rolling done. Still got plenty of material there. Check where my line is. It's right there. Bring that back. That looks good to go. Set my origin, and let's start that one again. Cut studio, cutting, and okay. And now I'm actually going to trim this off so I can get it to them to start weeding it. So I'm just going to shoot out a little bit of my material here. And trim this off. Just got to see where my weed box is. I can see it right there. And I'm good to go. So I'm going to bring this into them, which you can see, or you probably can't see, a good amount of material cut right here. How do you keep the rolls from falling through the rollers in the Graphtec when the rolls of glitter? John, the Graphtec's awesome with that because you can move your rollers. So you can adjust those rollers real easy. Oh, I don't know, Pilar. Shoot me some screenshots on that. Let me know. It might just be a setting. It is nice to have the weeding fairies, isn't it? Alright, so I'm going to reset this one again to make sure we're all good. Let's feed this through. And the only thing I really pay attention to is my lines right here. So especially on larger cuts, I don't push the limits. I'm looking good there, looking good there. I'm going to hit one for front edge, bring it up. Who and Matt did make the shirt with a nice design on it and asked me about my shirt. Yes, yes, Nicole. I didn't see what your question is, but I'm guessing it has something to do with advertising. Yep. Alright, that looks good there. Now, one thing I do want to check, that just finished there. I can still see some of your questions coming on here as well. Renee, hire Ella. Yes, Renee, Ella's a weeding fairy as well, right? Alright. So I just pulled a little bit of my edge just to make sure weeding was good with that. So that's still looking good. Rolling just finished. I'm going to get the roll-ins to them as well. Get them over to the weeding fairies. See my cut line there. And trim across. I know, right? That gymnastics takes up a lot of time, doesn't it, Renee? The vinyl overcut is a part of the wizard. It actually is a feature in the wizard. So it's not something you can just do in CorelDRAW. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the Graphtec or the roll and cut set back up here. Come back over. Just reset my origin again. That looks good. Make sure I have some slack down there. Perfect. And good to go. Let's reset. Everything looks good here. One of the most confusing things when you're using both of these cutters, okay? The Graphtec cutter starts on the right. The rolling cutter starts on the left. So as you're going back and forth between them, it is pretty confusing, just remembering. And what I always look at are the blue areas on the Graphtec and the white areas on the rolling, just to kind of remind you visually as you see it. So, let's go ahead and get both these cuts started again. I got so everybody say hi to Alvaro. Can you just count and let me know where I'm at?
Okay.
I completely lost numbers.
Sweet, no problem.
I don't want to cut way too many. The pink we're probably getting pretty close to.
Sweet.
Thanks, dude.
That's a lot.
Alright. Hit and send. And 10 of them here. Cutting. Oh, look at that. See what it just did there? I want to show you. So I didn't give slack here. It pulled against it, which gave me that issue because it was trying to pull that heavy roll. So the good thing is it says 1 to continue job, and now I'm going to continue job. So what it actually did right there, and I'm not sure if any of you have ever had this happen, sometimes you'll get it to where it says a motor error. What it actually did there is because it pulled it so tight, and the roll on the back is so high, it pulled it so tight that the sensor in the back of the Graphtec actually thought that there was no more material there, because it kind of rolls like this in the back and the sensor's here. So the material comes up like this. When it pulled it tight, it pulled it like this, and the cutter thought it ran out of material, which is perfect because I could just give it that slack again and then continue my cut, so it didn't waste any of my material there. I've already spent too much on equipment, software, and materials. I really want the Wizard to make it start up easier. There's never a sale on the Wizard Cherish. However, we do have the different payment plans. We have the different Klarna. There's PayPal credit where it's 6 months interest free. So we do have all different types of payment plans that may make it easier. The one thing we never discount is the Wizard. So the Wizard, the first person that ever bought it to the last person that ever buys it, will basically pay the exact same amount. Hey, Facebook, I don't want to ignore you guys, and I see questions coming, I just can't see them. Head over to the YouTube channel, and you can see everything live on the Rhinestone Boy YouTube channel. I'm going to log off. See you guys. Is a vinyl overcut a double cut feature? No, Sally. What the vinyl overcut's actually doing is, for example, when it's cutting, or whatever, whoa, I just got blurry. Alright, better? So when it's cutting, if it's cutting, let's say, a square, okay? And it's cutting this right here. A normal cut is going to go here, 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 and stop where it started. What the vinyl overcut does, and what the Wizard does, is it goes here, 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 and then without the blade lifting, it starts the cut another 1/4 inch. So by starting it another 1/4 inch, it's finishing through every one of those cuts, and it does it with every object in your design. That's what's awesome about it. Jamie, the cutters that we're using, this is the Graphtec CE 6060 24-inch cutter servo motor. And this is the Roland GS24 24-inch cutter servo motors as well. So very comparable motors as far as cutters as far as what they can do, price, everything. Okay? Both just finished up. Set my origin with the Graphtec. Come over here and let's reset it. with the rolling as well. Again, got to find my cut area here. Looks good there. And hold. For the rolling, you want to hold the origin button, and that's what's going to reset that origin. So, good with both of them. One thing I didn't check right there, because I reset it. Pinch rollers look good there. Pinch roller's getting a little bit off on my rolling here, so I'm actually going to reset it. Looks good. Lock that down. And the nice thing about the rolling, when you lift it, it doesn't reset at all. So I'm ready to just go ahead and cut again. Alright, back over to the software here. Let's start the rolling up first. Go to cutting and OK. And send. What else we got? My public library, that's awesome. The library has a roll-in that you can use. Sweet. Unique ways to use an actual heat press. He puts HTV on baseballs, please. Yes, 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 and yes. I had an easy press, ended up selling it. Got it. Oh, yeah. Peggy, are you talking? That's what these little grooves are for in both of the cutters right here. But here's the thing, is you can get that little knife that just cuts through it to trim it easy. Honestly, I've seen those. I always lose it. I can't find it. That's why I always just use a pair of scissors and trim across. So whatever works best for you guys. What's up, Serge? You want to say hi?
Sure. So I have to do a little video of you engaging in your training.
You want to do a video of you being on video on a live?
There we go. That
right
one?
There, that one there, yeah. Everybody say hi to Serge.
Hello, everybody. Just want to get a little bit of, I got a gimbal. Keeps things nice and stable. And I want to make sure that I get some good footage of Matt during his live and his training. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks, dude. Alright, what else we got? How do you look pressing on to water-resistant fabric? Pilar, you just want to use the Easy Weed Extra for that. That's going to have that stronger adhesive on it for those different coatings that are on it. So I use the Easy Weed Extra on umbrellas, and it's worked fine. Does the rolling cut any kind of vinyl? Yeah, Thelma. Yeah, it'll cut any of the different vinyls. There's a ledge on the back of the Graphtec where I keep my blade to cut the vinyl. Got it, Renee? I would still lose it. This is nice having those just back there working, isn't it? Two of them at the same time. How does the Graphtec do with cutting magnet? Ooh, it's going to run, any cutter is going to run through the blade like it's nothing. But remember, when you're cutting magnet material, I used to try to do it on the Versacam, and it wears your blades so quickly. And you got to think, if you're cutting all the way through, you got to worry about it cutting through your cutting strip as well. So it's going to wear down your cutting strip like that. So the magnet material, honestly, when I used to do them for cars, I would just trim it with scissors or a straight edge on a table. But that's when I was doing the big door magnets. I did a lot of those. Alright, good to go. Let's get the next one going. Hey, Serge, can you check with Alvaro and see how many of the pink we have already?
Sounds good.
I have a feeling we're getting close.
Alright.
Thanks, dude. So I'm going to just check here and see what I have so he can let me know how many he has to make sure we don't cut way too many. So I got 1, 2, 3. As you guys know, it's always hard to see the glitters, so I'm trying to get that, you know, that when you get it at the perfect angle to be able to see the cut lines. So 1, 2, 3, So 6 times 4 here. Let me write down. Got 24 that I just cut. And then how many of the silver do we have? So I have 5 at a time. So 1, 2, 3, and silver is by far the most difficult to see, right? So again, and I'll show you the reason why I created those. So when I fold it here, what you'll see is you'll see one where it has the straight line going all the way across. But I cut these pretty close to each other, obviously, to save as much material and maximize my material. So as I go through this, I can see how many I have. So just folding it at the cut lines, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It says 103.
We have 103 right now. That's sweet. 127. That means we're good to go. Alright, so we should be good to go with this. Alright, pink is now matte. Can you please share your cut specs for the glitter on the Graphtec? So on the Graphtec Polar, I was cutting at a force normally of 16 to 18. 16 to 18, depending on your blade. So a 45-degree blade that I've probably had in here for, if I had to guess, maybe 6 months, and cutting a ton on it. So the blade's starting to wear down a little bit, so I think I was up to 18 on my cut force now. Alright, what kind of questions we got? I'm going to help them start weighting these and get a few other things cut. But I just wanted to hop on here on the live for you guys to show you how, as your business grows, here's the way I look at this. This is almost like another employee, right? Because I have them both cutting at the same time on the same computer, and it's literally takes me just as long, I mean, what, 2 more seconds to click send to the Roland as well? Because I have them both pulled up on my screen. You don't have to have a second employee running this second cutter, right? Now, where you need to make sure you don't bottleneck everything is on the weeding side of it. So I could cut out a 246 of these like that, right? But if it's all just bottlenecking at the weeding side of it, then I still have all of that to do. So that's where it's nice to have weeding fairies. I can't, Joe, because I'm on my webcam here, and Alvaro's doing the weeding in the training room, so I can't take the webcam. I got a 10-foot cord. I can only go 10 feet away. I guess I could pop on my phone. Do you guys want me to pop on the phone quick and show you Alvaro in there weeding? I can do that. Yep. Alright. Give me 5-10 minutes. I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to get these over to him, and we'll go check out the weeding fairies real quick. So I'll pop back on my phone on the Rhinestone World YouTube channel. Give me about 10 minutes, alright? Alright. I'm going to hop off. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Later.